The popular narrative tells us that AI is a technology race. Advances in GPU technology have unlocked a new world of productivity, and it's going to be fantastic. But let me give you an alternative narrative. It's not a conspiracy theory, but a real commercial proposition, which is probably a lot closer to the truth than you might like to believe. The playbook that they're running was written centuries ago, and that is that AI is a Trojan horse. It's a Trojan horse because the hyperscalers are doing what they've always done to get inside your walls and make them impossible to remove, and then they can bill you forever. Microsoft didn't become a trillion-dollar company by selling software. They became a trillion-dollar company by making it nearly impossible not to buy their software. Personal computers were sold bundled with Windows, and the vendors that didn't comply got locked out. That's how it was in the early days of the PC market. But then Windows led to Office, Office led to Exchange, Exchange led to Active Directory, and before you knew it, every system inside the organization was so deeply wired into the Microsoft stack that leaving wasn't a business decision, it was an existential crisis. Oracle did the same thing with databases. Once your schemas, stored procedures, data architecture was built on Oracle, migrating was like performing surgery on yourself. But even before that, IBM pioneered this approach with mainframes. Decades of enterprises paying eye-watering maintenance fees, not because the technology was best in class, but because the cost of leaving was just too high. The product was never the point. The dependency was. And now AI is the most sophisticated version of this strategy ever attempted. The irony here is that despite the billions of dollars in capex, despite the biggest infrastructure build out in the history of technology, the market is pushing back. Enterprise AI adoption is stalling, and most AI pilots are going nowhere. Some organizations are handing employees Copilot licenses and telling them if they don't use AI, they'll lose their job. For real. This fear-based adoption strategy is also from the Microsoft playbook. When adoption is low, they point to the customer and blame the users instead of the software. The productivity gains that were promised, well, for most organizations, they haven't shown up. Consulting firms are scrambling to justify the spend. Boards are asking much tougher questions. And the response from the big hyperscalers is not to slow down, it's to embed AI even deeper, making it even harder to switch it off and the whole Trojan horse strategy even more valuable. Because the thing is, the returns don't matter. What matters is the lock-in. Before long, you're now paying for things you didn't know you need, like tokens. If you can get users to rely on AI for simple things, you've got a captive customer that you can now charge for compute, storage, and tokens. The AI was just the door opener. The cloud contract is the real deal because that locks you in forever. Now, don't get me wrong, AI can deliver real value, real-time analytics, process automation, genuine operational intelligence. And yes, the cloud has an important role to play. Scalable compute, collaboration across geographies, there are many great reasons to use it. The mistake isn't using the cloud, the mistake is letting one vendor become your only option. Now, unfortunately, most modern procurement organizations prioritize strategic vendors like Microsoft so they can bundle solutions and unlock higher discounts. But those discounts come at a considerable cost and considerable risk. Microsoft itself had a famous campaign of fear, uncertainty, and doubt for open source software, saying it was risky and dangerous. But in times like these, locking yourself into one hyperscaler strategy isn't a sourcing decision, it's a significant technology bet. And the hyperscalers know this, and they know that because that's how the Trojan horse works. The deeper you go, the harder it is to leave. And the harder it is to leave, the less your discount matters. Microsoft wants you to use AI to enhance its cloud computing business, not because it wants to make businesses more productive or make it easier for users. Not once have I ever heard somebody say, now wouldn't it be great if Notepad had a generative AI function? They're solving a problem that never existed. The AI race is not a technology race, it's a lock-in race. It's the oldest play in enterprise technology, pioneered by some of the greats, IBM, Oracle, and Microsoft. The only difference is that it's wrapped up in new packaging. They just swapped the mainframe for a GPU cluster and called it innovation. Just be careful of Trojans bearing gifts. If this resonates with you, please consider subscribing so I can keep you updated every time I publish a new video.